So now we will finish our game. So what I'm going to do, if a change happens, I will see if there is a winner. And if a change doesn't happen, we don't need to see if there is a winner. This will be a waste of time. So only if there was a change over here, we will see if there is a winner. So I will call my check winner function, or check win. It takes the array and it takes the player that is currently playing. So the player that is currently playing is player. But I'm going to give this function player modulo 2, and you will see why in a little bit. Of course, you can solve this in a different way, but this is the way that I chose, okay? So if the first player is playing, then player modulo 2 is equal to 1. And if the second player is playing, then player modulo 2 is equal to 0. So this function is taking the array and 1 or 0, right? And don't forget that the values inside our array will be a combination of 1s and 0s and -1, okay? So this function over here took the array and it took 1 or 0. So over here, look what I'm saying. We will see if the first row is equal to the value that we took over here. So let's suppose that the first player is playing and we took player modulo 2, which is 1 modulo 2, which is equal to 1. So we are supposing player is equal to 1. So if the first slot is equal to 1 and the second one is 1 and the third one is 1, so this is the first row over here, then I will return 1. So the winner is the player whose value inside the array is equal to 1, okay? Now as you can see, this is one condition if the first row is equal to 1. Another condition, so I'm using the OR operator, if the second row is equal to 1. So these elements are over here are the elements of the second row, and I'm checking if they are equal to my player. So in this case, it is 1. So also, if the second row is equal to 1, I'm returning player. And I did the same with the third row. So if these elements over here are equal to 1, and also the first column, the second column, the third column, as you can see over here and here and here. And there are two more cases. So if these diagonal elements are equal to 1 and these diagonal elements are equal to 1, then we have a winner. So these are all the win cases. And in these cases, I'm returning the player which is a winner. And if none of these is true, so this player is not a winner. So I will return -1. So let me go back to our play function. I want to say one thing before we continue. Over here, we are giving the function the player that is currently playing. This is very good actually, because let's suppose we are playing and player 2 chooses a slot. So the candidate or the person who can be a winner right now is player 2, because he is the last player that played. So over here, it's so important that we are giving the function the player that it just played. We don't want to check for winner after flipping the players, okay? We check for winner before flipping the players. So, if this function returns 1, then player 1 is a winner. If this function returns 0, then player 2 is winner. And if this function returns -1, then we don't have a winner. Let's do the following. Let's say int winner is equal to this function. So, if winner is not equal to -1, this means that we have a winner. So we will printf player and we will print an integer is the winner, okay? And this integer would be something like this. So if winner, the winner will be player 1, and if it is not, the winner will be player 2. So let me go over this. This variable can be 1 or 0 or -1. If it is -1, this if statement will not be executed. We will flip the players and we will increment full and we will continue playing. If it is equal to 0, then player 2 is the winner, because we gave the function 0 and one of the conditions of the win cases was true. So the function returned 0. So player 2 is the winner. So over here, 0 is false. So this ternary operator will give me 2. So player 2 is the winner, as you can see. And if winner is equal to 1, so the first player is the winner. So this condition over here is true. So player 1 is the winner, as you can see. Perfect. Now as I see, we don't need these braces over here, so let's remove it. Perfect. Now let's suppose that our game is full and we don't have any winner. So imagine the last slot was taken, okay? And we check for the win, and this returns -1. So this if will not be executed, and we will flip the players, and this variable full over here will be equal to 9. But we don't want to continue playing, there is no more slots. So what I'll do over here, if full is equal to 9, we have a draw. So printf draw like this. And we want to end the program. So let me remove this code, add some braces over here, printf draw, and return 0. So I'm going to exit this function. Okay, so let's organize this code, put these together like this, flipping the players and checking for a winner. Perfect. So one more thing to do, whenever we have our winner, we want to stop our program. We don't want to continue executing this. So let's cut this code, add some braces, print the winner, and also return 0 over here. So this is our game. Hopefully we don't have any errors, and congratulations. So let's minimize this function and try it. So all the values in our array are -1. We don't need any other values. And now let's build and run this program. So we have an empty game. So let's play. So I'm going to play. Player 1 chooses the first slot. Player 2. Perfect. Okay, we are good so far. Now player 1 chooses 7, and apparently he wins because this is X and this is X, and this over here is the 7th slot. But as you can see, we don't see the result because we returned 0 before we printed the game. So we can fix this so easily. Let's go to our function, and over here, before returning 0, let's just display our game. So display grid game. This is it. Run the program again. Let's go over the same example. Okay, now I'm entering 7, press enter, and as you can see, player 1 is the winner. Oops, look at the output. Okay, so let's fix it. Over here, let's do something like this. So system CLS. So I will clear the console, but not over here, before printing the winner. So clear everything, print the winner, then the grid, and let's get some new lines over here. So now build and run. Let's go with the same example. Perfect. Player 1 is the winner, and this is the end game. Perfect. So let's see another example. Let's try choosing the same slot. So player 1 wants to choose slot number 2, and as you can see, player 1 is still playing. Okay. And what's important over here is that our full variable is not increasing. It increases only whenever there is a change. Okay. Now let's continue. Oh, I was trying to not let anyone win, but unfortunately, player 1 wins. He got this win case. He is good. Okay, so let's try another example. So I'll try to not let anyone win and come back. Perfect, so I finally got it. We have a draw over here, and we don't see the final result. For the same reason, we are returning 0. But as you can see, player 1 at last chose the slot number 3. So this one over here is X, and no one won the game, and our full variable was equal to 9. So we see draw. Let's edit the code in order to get similar output over here. So we have to clear our console. So let's clear it like this, and then we would like to display our game. So display the game and put some \n over here. Run the program again. So perfect. We have a draw game, and you can see the final result. So really congratulations for making this game, and I want you to do something. Of course, you are introduced to a new way of thinking, and now you might not be able to think about the program and you feel you are lost or something like that. It's perfectly fine. What I want you to do is to try and resolve this on your own. So start step by step as we started. Write small pieces of code, build and run, see the results, edit the code as you need, and solve function by function. When you feel yourself stuck, come to the code, have a look at it, but please don't depend on your memory. So I don't want you to remember what we did over here. I want you to try to think of what you need to do and what you want to do. Okay? So this is it for this video, and I'll see you in the next one. So as you already know, it's not the end of the video yet. We have to solve this mistake where I returned 0 from this function, and this function is of the type void. So we cannot return a value inside this function. We should just return like this, and this will get us out from this function. So our program worked perfectly, but it has this internal mistake, okay? So in order to see it, let me get this code back as it is, okay? Now let's build the program and press F2 or go to view logs. As you can see, we have this message: target is up to date, nothing to be done. This is because we already built the program before. So we have to make a change, so we see a warning over here. So we have to make a change and then rebuild our program. So let's suppose that change is return 1, okay? So build now, and as you can see, we have two warnings. So the first warning is for this return with a value in a function returning void, and the second one is for this one over here. So now if we put return 0 also over here and build, we will see two warnings also. And now if we remove the 0 from here and from over here, rebuild the program, and as you can see, 0 errors and 0 warnings. Perfect. So I want to congratulate you again and again and again, and I'll see you later.